Plaintiff Jennifer Cubero says she and the defendant were good friends until the defendant started making unwanted sexual advances towards her. Jennifer claims she loaned her moped to the defendant, but it got stolen, so she's suing. Defendant Christopher Wilkins says Jennifer was the one who was always coming on to him and would even try to get him drunk to take advantage of him. Christopher admits that he borrowed Jennifer's moped, but claims he has no idea what happened to it.
Tell me what happened.
Christopher and I were really good friends for a while, and as of, I think, last year, we started hanging out a little more until things got a little weird when Chris started making unwanted advances towards me.
That's ridiculous. I never did that. She would always touch me all inappropriately at odd times.
Describe the inappropriate touching.
You know, sometimes she'd be like, oh, let me see your phone. And she would put her hand in my pocket and try to grab my phone. I was like, whoa, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Your Honor, that's not true.
Hold on, what else?
I don't know. All kinds of things. She would always buy me shots of tequila all the time. You know, and I don't know why you would do that if you didn't, I don't want to take advantage of me.
Did she take advantage of you after buying you the shots?
I don't know. I can't really recall.
You were out?
I can't recall.
Okay,
sometimes,
you fell asleep
lots
or
of
you
tequila.
were knocked out off the tequila?
Just a little bit of both. Yeah.
All right, all right.
Excuse me, Your Honor, the only time I ever bought Christopher tequila was on his birthday.
Okay.
So that's a pretty ludicrous statement.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. You say he was making sexual overtures towards you.
Yes. An example of that was actually, we were hanging out at a bar with a group of friends, and I was talking to my girlfriends, and he just started like making out with the side of my face. So.
What?
Yeah, I don't think that's me making any weird.
No, that is not true.
Speak to me.
I do not remember that at all.
I'm sorry.
I
was just sitting there, and
he
just started kissing the side of my face.
Okay. All right, what'd you do?
True.
I just pushed him away nicely.
Anything else on the background before I let him defend his background?
Yes, definitely. That was a more subtle example. Another time was we were hanging out like a big group of people, and he bought me a drink, and I didn't get a chance to drink it. My friend drank it and ended up getting roofied. Like I was dancing with my friend, and he just fell to the ground in West Virginia.
I did not roofie that guy.
And then Chris was just laughing the whole time, you know, after my friend had like taken his clothes off and was acting crazy.
You hang out with a bunch of freaks. Go ahead, let me hear your side, sir. She said you a freak, the other guy's a freak.
The other guy was only a freak because of Christopher.
Go ahead, sir. What do you want to tell me? Give me the background on this case.
Like she was saying, we were real good friends, you know. And all of a sudden it started getting a little weird, you know. She started doing real bizarre things. Like one time I was out of town, and when I got to my house, somehow she got in my house and she was wearing my underwear, and then she sprayed me with silly string.
You come in, she had on your underwear and silly string spraying it at you.
Yeah. That's a little weird.
Is this true, ma'am?
Yes, but we used to. Just
tell me, what has he done that is close to as ridiculous as that?
Yes, please.
But that was just we used to do practical jokes to each other all the time.
Okay, so he was practical joking on you when he was kissing and hugging or whatever else, right?
Well, that's fine, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you want me to know, sir?
Well, a couple other things. Like, I think started getting a little weird because I wasn't really into all her sexual advances. And one time, you know, she came by my house. She rode her moped to my house at like 3 a.m. and I didn't come outside. And then she poured mustard all over my car. And I was like, what? And I had to clean it off and everything. And
why didn't you come out?
I don't want to see her at 3 in the morning.
Okay.
I was busy.
Yeah, couldn't.
So anyways, I had to come clean it off, and then a cop came by and he laughed at me. It was real embarrassing.
Ma'am, what did he say to this before you tell me about the moped?
That was my, I guess, rebuttal to Chris having put mustard in my toothpaste, knowing that I have food allergies.
All right, you all just like to play with each other. Go ahead and tell me how he owes you for a moped.
Okay. So I went out of the country, I went on vacation, and Chris just recently started getting into mopeds, and he kind of expressed interest in it in January. When I left, I said, well, you can borrow my moped and see if you like it. And then when I came back,
How long?
I was gone for 3.5 weeks.
All right, go ahead.
And I figured that way, somebody's using it, and I had just put a kid on it, so he was breaking the kid in two. And then I came back, and it wasn't there. And I said, "Hey, Chris, where's my moped?" And he kind of just ignored the subject for a little while, and then finally told me that it got stolen. And he doesn't know how or why. But Chris, the reason I was able to get into his house when he was talking about the silly string is because he never locks anything. The door was open.
And so you think perhaps that may be what happened to your moped?
Yeah, my friends that were at the bar that night told me that they saw that my moped was sitting outside with the lock locked, sitting on top of it. So the lock was locked and everything, and inside the helmet sitting on top of the moped. So he just left it there carelessly.
Sir, what do you want to tell me happened to a moped?
Well, I went to the bar one night, just riding it around. Just went to the bar and pretty sure I locked it up. I went inside the bar, had a couple drinks, had some fun, then I came outside and it was gone.
Do you think you should have to pay for it?
Well, I told her I was going to pay for it, but, that's a lot of money.
You have an estimate or a replacement value amount?
Yes, I have a receipt here. Yeah, I have a picture of my
moped. You work,
moped.
sir?
Sometimes.
What do you do the other times when you're not working? How do you care for yourself?
Oh, just work, It's enough to pay for, what I like to do.
All right. Well, I hope you like to pay your bills because you're going to pay this judgment. $2,800. You admit to having it stolen under your supervision. You even say that you're not sure if you locked it. A third-party victim generally would not be liable. If someone stole it and you had done your best to secure it, or someone carjacked you or moped-jacked you, then you would not be liable because you are a third-party victim. You can't sue someone if they are a victim just like you are a victim. But in this case, the burden is that he must not be negligent in maintaining your items. And in this case, he, by his own admission, didn't know whether he locked it or not. And you say that he doesn't lock his door. That's how you were able to come in. And you say your friends told you that they saw the moped unlocked. So for those reasons, sir, I'm going to conclude you were negligent in order that you pay her in the amount of $2,800. Judgment for the plaintiff.